And so, with Baton Rouge, Josh, they sold the team, and the new manager as well. So this one is skied high in the air and over us. So a new manager and new owners. The former manager, Carl Lebitt, and Stephen Kling, so two managers. They had a co-managership last year, rather. And they both move over to Lake Charles.
Of course, the Shadowcats taking Barry Manuel from Lake Charles.
First pitch inside to Priest. Count now 0-2. Priest in a hole early. Here's a pickoff attempt back to first base. Not in time. Haley standing up. So, wins a championship, sells the team.
Why not?
Now here's the twist. As the 0-2 home. High, upstairs. So, count moves to 1-2. Josh, the twist. Baton Rouge and Lake Charles now are both owned by Ronnie Rance. Purchased Baton Rouge, purchased Lake Charles. Pickoff attempt, trying to get Haley at first. Haley not even thinking about going. Still a 1-2 to Priest. Chenevey distracted. Kick, pitch. In the zone, strike three. Got Priest looking. One down here, the bottom of the third. Sherman leading 1-0. So that'll bring up Ryan Sessions, Mr. On Base. His last time up, a single brought in Haley. Haley still at first. Would take a significant knock to bring him in, still within the realm of possibilities. Runner goes, throw down to second. Got him. Haley caught trying to sneak a free bag.
For a guy as fast as he is, it's kind of surprising the lack of success. He's not 2 of 5 this year on stolen bases. And he's a pretty fast guy. So it's just kind of baffling. Sometimes some guys have more success, sometimes some guys just don't.
So now Sessions watching a first pitch ball with two outs on him instead of the one and a runner on. So yeah, two teams in the same league owned by the same guy.
I mean, it's not too abnormal.
That one inside. They say it clipped him. Sherman is yelling that he's an on-base machine. We can hear them at third base all the way on first base. Just wearing a pitch. Now 21 walks or hit by pitches on the season.
That's 8 hit by pitches. Last year is the same thing. Last year he had 9 hit by pitches.
Jefferson swinging on the first pitch, a drive into the Shadowcats bullpen. And we saw Jefferson, new to Sherman, Texas, roping him to deep left field in batting practice.
Yeah, he looked great in BP.
I mean, he's just got all the power in the world, a smooth, quick swing, ready to drive. Another deep foul ball to left field.
There's a car.
There's a car, so our car counter, Clay Cooley car counter, is now up to 2.
Yep, 2 on the year.
2 on the year. So 2 strikes on Jefferson, time to shorten up. 2 down here in the inning, Sherman leading by 1. Sessions on first. The 0-2 is upstairs, 1-2.
He's very confident in the box and had a good year at Hill College. In 23 games, hit .295. He transferred from Amarillo, where he hit .319 in 32 games.
The 1-2 offering. Chopper, third base side. Berard comes on, swings it across the diamond in time. So that's 3. We move on to the top of the 4th. Sherman leading 1-0 at Veterans Field. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Audio Network. And if you're watching, you're doing so on TCL TV. Hey, Shadowcat Nation, thank you for choosing us today as we move into the top of the fourth. Fourth inning is brought to you by Austin College. Become a Kangaroo today.
A kangaroo or a rougarou?
Not a Rougarou.
What is a rougarou?
So, Coach Barry Manuel, who's from Louisiana,
Yep.
told us that it's just a monster, like of Louisiana lore.
I guess we just don't know the Louisiana lore.
I'm not too well versed. I can tell you a lot of Texas lore, not Louisiana lore. First pitch lined all the way foul third base side by Keys.
There's just so many funny names in the TCL. Obviously, a Shadowcat
Yeah,
makes sense.
every time I tell somebody that the team I'm doing play-by-play for is the Sherman Shadowcats, this one's fouled back, 0-2. So every time I say, yeah, it's the Sherman Shadowcats, like, what's a Shadowcat?
Shadowcat, yeah.
And it's,
Well, you got,
I believe, a cat that is in the shadows.
I would say so. You got the flying bison.
Flying
Since
bison.
when do bison fly?
Well, there's a story to that, actually.
There is a story to that. I've heard that a couple of times from the Abilene people. They love to share their history.
Anna, the 0-2 home. High. 90-mile-an-hour fastball up and in on Keys. He'll bend away, 1-2.
Definitely seemed a little bit higher than they have it clocked in as 90.1.
There was some steam coming off the ball. The 1-2 home. Swing and a miss. Fastball breaking ball combo, and there is one down here in the top of the fourth.
Already the fourth strikeout of the game for Anna, and he's just in a flow state right now, just in such a good rhythm. His sequencing is so good, and it's been really hard to touch him. Of course, no hits through 3 1/3.
You said the thing.
I don't believe in that.
I do. All right, new batter. It's a righty, Trip Dobson. Sees the first pitch in for a ball.
Because in every single perfect game, no hitter or whatever, the broadcasters say it. You have to report what's going on. Our job is to report what's going on. Now, 3 1/3, no hit, that's.
I believe in it, but I don't know if I would say no hit. The 1-0 to Dobson. Big cut, big miss.
Do you think me saying hitless through 3 1/3 is that much better of a,
Well, I think it's too early, so I'm not concerned now. Now, let's say we start pushing 7th inning, 8th inning. Then I'm like, you know what? Maybe kind of beat around the bush. Say it without saying it.
It's fair.
Kick. Pitch. Breaking ball. Count moves to 1-2. Dobson chatting with the ump, trying to understand where the zone is. Anna seems to know where the zone is quite well today. 3 strikeouts already this evening. Anna agrees to the sign. Delivers home. This one, a roller to short. Haley Fields throws, got him. Two-face, 2 down here. The top of the fourth, Sherman leading 1-0.
He's doing just such a good job of pitching in contact, working quickly, and keeping his infield in the game. And that's the big difference. Whenever you have so many walks or so many free bases offered up, which the Shadowcats obviously have had issues with, it keeps your field disengaged. Well, Anna working so quickly and working well in the zone, his field is really engaged behind him.
This brings up the lefty Simonelli. Struck out last time. Watches the ball in, 1-0. Simonelli, the contact bat. Oh, Firewood broke his bat, nearly hit Anna. Fielded by Priest, a scoop from Sessions. 3 up, 3 down. We move to the bottom of the fourth. Sherman leading 1-0. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Audio Network. Or if you're watching, you're doing so on the TCL TV network.
broadcast is brought to you by Wall to Wall Cleaning, the premier commercial cleaning solution for Grayson County and the surrounding areas. We don't cut corners, we clean them. It's also brought to you by 903 Brewers, crafted to perfection. Please drink responsibly. And brought to you by Austin College, located just a few miles from Veterans Field. Austin College, become a kangaroo today. Sherman Shadowcats baseball is brought to you by Jake Shockley State Farm. Call 903-462-0152 for your local agent for home and auto in Denison and Sherman. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
So, bottom of the fourth we go. Due up for your Sherman Shadowcats. It's Tart, Arroyo, and Fawbush.
Leading out for the Shadowcats, number 6, Noah.
Last time Tart was up, it was a double play that ended the inning. Hit one to third base where Berard stepped on the bag and slinged over to first and got the out. This time a chance to lead off the inning. Chineve still the pitcher as he delivers first pitch outside to Tart, so 1-0.
Well, despite each inning the Shadowcats getting the leadoff man aboard being the walk, Chineve has done a really good job.
The 1-0 in for a strike, 1-1. Good job cleaning up with runners on, but the pitch count trending upwards. You know, the more guys you face, the more problematic it becomes. Is that one heater missing? 2-1. So right now his pitch count already at 60, Josh.
And we see some light action in the bullpen for Baton Rouge.
2-1, hefty swing from the catcher. He misses, 2-2.
And 60 has been kind of like the, I don't know, golden number, so to say. Both these, for this league, for starting pitchers, maybe 70. That's where these managers are really starting to pull their guys.
This one sent to the shortstop, swing, bobbles it, fields it, throws it, got him. One down here in the bottom of the fourth.
Really good focus by Schwing that time, as that one, he bobbled it and then able to stay with it. It hit his chest. It's like picture perfect fundamentals. It's what coaches teach you whenever you're young. Keep your chest in front of it. It hit off of his chest. He barehands it and throws the first. Nice job recovering there for Schwing.
Now up is Donovan Arroyo, seeing one in for a ball. Arroyo reached first on a walk in the second and then stole second. Kick, pitch, fouled straight back, even at 1-1.
Couple of Rougarou, I'm going to assume POs or pitchers, who are kind of acting as scouts right behind home plate with a radar gun. They got everything going on.
They have
trying to get the, I mean, they have all the information right over there.
the 1-1 missing, 2-1. Well, not
taking
only
notes?
that, they've got plenty of guys. They have 5 or 6 more pitchers on the roster than hitters. Their roster is over 33. That one in for a strike, even at 2-2.
I think they have their first and second half guys listed on the roster.
It's possible, but they also have a pretty packed dugout. Kick, pitch, swing and a miss. Arroyo down on strikes.
Strike 3 for out number 2.
2 down here. The bottom of the fourth.
Well, it's not too fast of a fastball. As we mentioned, Chineve, just mid-80s, but it's a very heavy fastball. It gets on these hitters in a hurry.
And I can't quite tell from my position here. It's the first pitch to the new batter. Fawbush is outside for a ball. I can't tell exactly how the fastball is moving. Some guys are velo fastballs, whereas others have a lot more movement. As there's a breaking ball, Fawbush bit It's a curveball that really dropped out on him, 1-1.
We saw Faba strike out on that same breaking pitch back in the second inning.
Here's the 1-1. Fawbush watches for a strike. So Colton now 0 for 6 in his last 6 at-bats. The IU South Bend transfer coming back from a shoulder injury that cut his season short out in Indiana. The 1-2 home. Just upstairs. Count even at 2-2. The 2-2 home. Chopper back behind home plate. Will reset. Sherman leading 1-0, bottom of the 4th. It's only the second game where they've taken the lead first.
Just got to keep on putting up runs.
Yeah, a 1-0 win is not likely in this league. It's the 2-2 home misses. Fawbush works it full.
And that time, Shinave thought that one was strike 3 called. He started hopping off the mound, now has to reset for this payoff pitch.
Shinave, pitch count, well high. The pitch, well outside. Fawbush works a walk out of this 0 for 6 slump. Perhaps not a hit, but reaching base is certainly something. Just need to see one go through the metaphorical hoop on our baseball field.
And you mentioned the pitch count. That was pitch number 77. Might be the end of the line for Shinave. Mike Forbes, the manager, coming out to chat with his pitcher on the mound.
And
going to keep him in there.
Mike Forbes, a high school coach at Walker High School in Baton Rouge, he signed a 3-year deal with the Rougarou.
It's a number of high school coaches. Mike Spears, the pitching coach, is also a high school coach. He's also spent the last 2 summers in the Northwoods League. So then Tim Beatty, a high school coach as well.
Oh, first pitch clipped him. Zano. Before I could even tell you who it was. Fawbush to second. Zano, a painful trip down the first baseline. We'll go to the bottom of the order. Paxton Samuelson. 6'2", 160, headed to Incarnate Word. Fawbush takes his lead at second. Samuelson, first pitch swinging. Dobson fields behind first base, shimmers forward and steps on the bag. So that's 3 down here. We move to the top of the 5th. Sherman still leading 1-0. You're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Audio Network. Or if you're watching, you're doing so on the TCL TV network. Hey, Shadowcats fans. We're moving to the top of the 5th. And to bring you through the action, it's my good buddy, my pal, Josh Radjanoff. Josh?
Thanks, Will. And you're my pal, too. I like that.
An amigo.
An amigo. There we go.
Crony, amigo. Love some good synonyms here. A thesaurus.
Why not it? Why not? Why not? Shadowcats leading 1-0 as we go to the 5th inning, which is brought to you by Grayson College. Find your student success today at Grayson College. Knockney Anna back out for another inning of work. He'll face Dylan Champagne, Jack Marcantel, and Kenneth Berard. The 6, 7, and 8 holes due up for the Rougarou. All three are lefties in the box, facing the lefty on the mound. Anna comes home, delivers a fastball, swung on and missed by Champagne. Thought about setting that one into a Champagne supernova, and said it's 0-1 the count.
It's ready to pop.
So Anna working ahead of batters and comes home with the 0-1. This one misses away.
You listen to Oasis?
I do.
Okay.
I do. I had to throw that reference in there.
No, I like it. I was curious.
I saw Champagne, thought, might as well get it in.
I won't start singing, but I'm tempted to.
The 1-1. This one chopped on the ground towards second. Arroyo comes in, fields it, flips it to first in time. And that's out number 1 here in the 5th inning. As Champagne goes down with a ground out. And that'll bring up Jack Marcantel.
Flowers, Josh, where flowers are due. This infield for Sherman, so far solid today. Priest and Haley on the left side of the infield holding it down. And then Arroyo at second making a couple plays, ranging towards his left, towards first base, and Sessions a couple good scoops.
First pitch here to Marcantel. That one just below the zone. Counts 1-0. And that's what we talked about earlier with just keeping your infield engaged, and that's what Anna is doing on the mound. He's pitching ahead of batters, pitching to contact, and end result has led to 4 1/3 hitless so far. The 1-0 misses high.
And we're talking pitch counts. He was just thrown pitch 57 there. So through 4, a pretty solid spot to be. There's action in the Shadowcats bullpen, though.
The 2-0 pitch. This one misses high, and the count is 3-0. Again, just the 2 free bases. He hit a batter in the 3rd and then went on to walk a batter a couple of hitters later. Other than that, a clean sheet for Anna, but falling behind 3-0 here to Marcantel. 0 for 1 today. He flew out his last time up. Sees a 3-0 pitch, taking all the way, and takes a fastball down the gut. And the count's 3-1. Anna's been very consistent with his fastball at 90 miles per hour. Sometimes gone above, sometimes a little bit below, but it's pretty much been right there the entire time. Works from the wind and comes home with a 3-1. This one hit sharply deep out to left center field. Samuelson going back towards the track. He has a beat on it and drops the ball. It popped out of his glove at the last second. Marcantel goes over to second base, and it goes as an error on Samuelson, and there's a runner in scoring position here in the top of the 5th inning. Shadowcats lead 1-0.
Now batting number 28, Kenneth Berard.
Well, credit to Samuelson for ranging, as he had to go a long way to reach that ball in left center field, and then just in front of the track, he had it in his glove, and then it just popped out. They call it an error. So,
Which it is.
It was. Anna's still hitless, but now has a runner in scoring position. And first pitch to Berard misses outside. And we were just raving about the Shadowcats field behind Anna so far today. That's just the first error, yeah.
Commentator's curse, man. So unfortunate.
The 1-0. It's on the outer half, and the count is 1-1. Berard was hit his last time up. Ended up moving up to second base, but was stranded there. Just the second time today that a runner has gone into scoring position for the Rougarou. And of course, just the 3rd time a Baton Rouge player has reached base. 1-1 the count and the pitch. Big wave and a miss. Berard was nowhere near that fastball there. And the count is 1-2. He was well behind the 89-mile-per-hour heater.
And so, Josh, I was watching Anna, and he seems to still hold that confidence despite giving up that long error double.
Inside move over to second base, and that time Mark Cancel back in setting up. And that's how you have to be as a pitcher, right? You can't let the errors affect you, and you can't let the walks affect you, you can't let hits affect you. You have to just put your head down and keep pitching. 1-2, misses up and away. His confidence definitely doesn't seem any sort of shook by it, but it's definitely one where you're just kind of thinking, well, that ball should have been caught. And Samuelson will be the first one to tell you that that ball obviously should have been caught. But Anna trying to work back, facing a 2-2 count and the pitch. Misses away, and the count runs full. And this is sort of what we're talking about. Can't let things mount up. After allowing a runner to reach on an error, can't allow a walk right after that. Anna trying to get Berard here. Comes home with a payoff pitch. This one skied in the air out towards left center field again. Samuelson is under it. This time he grabs the ball and makes the play and throws it strong to third and forces Mark Hansel back to the bag at second base. So a good recovery from Samuelson. They say lightning strikes twice in baseball after committing the error on the previous batter. Samuelson gets the squeeze on the ball there, makes the play out in center field, and a really nice throw back into the infield, making sure Mark Hansel stays put at second base. There's two gone. Shadowcats trying to hold a 1-0 lead.
And the pitcher warming up in the Shadowcats bullpen is Braden Phelps, a righty with a sidearm release angle.
But the batter in the box, Nick Schwing, first pitch to him misses outside. So Knockney Anna still trying to get out of this jam just through pitch number 67. Want to know the count. With Mark Cancel off a second and the pitch, misses up and away. 2-0 the count. In all likelihood, this will be Anna's last batter. As Phelps, who we just mentioned, threw a ball pretty wild out there in the bullpen, forcing his bullpen catcher to go get it. But Anna facing the 9-hole swing here. The 2-0 pitch, misses up and away, counts 3-0.
And Phelps took the trip down to San Antonio, did not appear. However, he warmed in the bullpen in both games. Or it was unclear to me whether he warmed in both or warmed in one and threw a bullpen in the other.
But still Anna on the mound, trying to come back from this 3-0 count, and misses way high.
Ball 4.
4-pitch walk offered to the 9-hole swing. We'll see if that's the end of the line. Shadowcats dugout trying to figure out if Phelps is ready to go. And he is, and manager Barry Manuel going to come out and most likely take the ball from his starting pitcher.
Anna's going to make his case here.
He might. Barry Manuel hasn't pointed to the mound or to the bullpen just yet. I'm sure Anna would love to get this last guy and go 5 and complete it. But his pitch count is right at 70 pitches. And Manuel, very animated meeting on the mound, and it's Manuel the one who wins it. As Anna takes a walk off the mound, he should keep his head very high as he goes 4 2/3 of no-hit ball, but does have a couple of runners aboard here in the top of the 5th inning. And it's going to be Braden Phelps, the one to try and keep them there as the Shadowcats trying to hold this 1-0 lead. Stick around, new pitcher on the mound for the Shadowcats right after this quick break. You're watching Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Texas Collegiate League Television Network and listening on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network. still here in the top of the 5th inning. Knockney Anna's day is done, but he's still responsible for a couple of runners aboard. Nick Schwing off of first and Jack Marcantel off of second. As the Shadowcats clinging to a 1-0 lead here in the top of the 5th. They'll call on the name of Braden Phelps, making his second appearance of the year. His last time out came last Wednesday against Abilene, where he threw an inning and a third of no-run ball on just 2 hits. No earned runs in that one, did give up 1 run. On 2 hits, a walk, did have a strikeout as well. So Phelps, the sidearm slinger, missed the first couple weeks of the season dealing with an injury, and now back on the mound for the Shadowcats, pitching for his 2nd straight year here in Sherman, and trying to work out of a jam here in the top of the 5th inning and facing the top half of the Baton Rouge lineup. Brock Luke, the leadoff hitter aboard. He's 0 for 1 with a walk today. Phelps comes set, and the sidearm sling home just misses inside with a fastball at 88 miles per hour, and the count is 1-0. So Phelps last year, if you recall with Sherman, came over the head or over the top with his fastball. This year, deciding to drop down and go a sidearm sling. 1-0. This one chops foul towards the third base dugout off the hand of Ronnie Davis and trickles up the beer garden. 1-1 the count. So Phelps trying out something new with his pitching arsenal and his arm slot and trying to work out of a jam here. 1-1 the count as Phelps set. And the pitch. Breaking ball misses away, and the count is 2-1.
Infield playing pretty straight up.
With 2 outs, trying to get that last out.
Sessions at first not trying to hold on the runner.
The 2-1 misses high. Counts 3-1. Out of the bullpen needing to be more effective in the zone. Phelps struggling early on, a 3-1 count to the leadoff hitter, Luke. With Marcantel off of second and Schwing off of first. The 3-1. Cut on and missed. And the count's full, so both runners will have a head start. And now neither Arroyo over at second base or Sessions will need to hold on either runner on each bag.
Having some lighting issues here is our lights are starting to come on at Veterans Field, but the lights on the third base side just turned off.
Payoff pitch. Called strike 3. Got him with a fastball at the bottom of the zone, and Phelps works out of the jam. And that takes us to the bottom of the 5th inning. No runs on no hits and a couple of runners stranded. 1-0 Shadowcats still on top. You're watching Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Texas Collegiate League Television Network and listening on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network. back here in the bottom of the 5th inning, Shadowcats leading 1-0. As we got a bit of a delay. You might think, why is there a delay? It's perfect skies. Well, it's because it's perfect skies and the sun's setting, and we don't have lights on here at Veterans Field. Our GM, Tyson Woodland, along with Andrea Woodland and Tim Woodland, working very hard to try and get the lights on in the field. So with the delay, we'll take a quick pause in the action, and we'll keep it here as we'll keep on chatting. Alongside Will Clifford, I'm Josh Rajnov. Joined now by our producer, Sam Johnson. Sam, overall, this has been a pretty solid pitching performance. Now the bats just need to get going.
Yeah, just seeing how with not coming out there and doing all the great pitching out there in these first few, and then getting Braden Phelps getting out there to be able to start pitching, it's looking pretty good for the Shadowcats.
And the Shadowcats pitching staff looking really good, but we'll just need to get the hitters going. And
Bats that
the Rougarou are exiting the field right now, just telling you what we're seeing. I'm not sure what the
I think it's just
issue is.
Expecting a mildly more extensive delay. It doesn't look like they're leaving the stadium.
No, but
Just
they're
walking off the field to clarify.
I mean, we just can't escape delays here at Veterans Field. Delays, cancellations, whatever the case
rainouts out of any team in the TCL, leading into one category, it's that one.
North Texas, man, no joke.
Yeah, near the border with Oklahoma in the Red River territory.
You got it right this time.
Have you ever been to the Texas OU football game, speaking of Red River?
Yeah, I have.
It's
a great spectacle for sure.
One of my favorite
I
spectacles.
went this past year.
I've snuck in. I didn't go this last year. I couldn't make
it's
it back.
really easy to
It's
sneak
very
in.
easy to sneak in. And
We should do something about that, the Cotton Bowl. Or
Nah,
maybe don't.
Don't. It's such an. I mean, because it's overfilled, which is probably a dangerous thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But for me, who's young and spry, it's more like oh my goodness, this is like one of the most awesome environments, and I get to just walk in and see what's up for the price of a state fair
It is
ticket.
pretty cool. Of course, the Red River rivalry game between Texas OU happens at the Cotton Bowl in Dallas, Texas. We're right here. It's what's considered the Red River region between southern Oklahoma and then North Texas, right bordering Lake Texoma, not too far from here. Of course, Durant, Oklahoma, not too far from here, which is the border city, home of Choctaw Casino Royale.
Big geography booth we are.
Yeah.
We're big fans of knowing where you are.
I mean, we have no idea where Baton Rouge is. Well, let me rephrase that. I know where Baton Rouge is.
Come on.
Let's go down the list. Maybe one of the three of us will know where some of these players are from.
Sam seems pretty confident.
Sam, where's Paulina, Louisiana? Let's start off there.
I actually don't know. I have family in Louisiana, so
Yeah, you
I've been
do?
around
Where about?
in Zouali, which is about.
Can you point that on a map for those listeners who may not know?
So
and me.
For people that know of Louisiana, know where Shreveport is.
Yep.
It's about 30 to 45 minutes south of that. Out.
So borders East Texas.
Yes, it does.
Yeah, I think he's right.
You get a little bit more into Louisiana, but yeah, it's right there.
And so
Paulina, did we find where Paulina is?
I think I looked up the wrong Paulina. I won't lie to you because
It could not. It could.
well, so Louisiana has parishes as opposed to town, city, village, like you see in other American
Areas,
cities. And I always find that interesting whether states will consider places townships or if they'll consider them parishes.
Well, if I'm not mistaken, if you zoom in on Paulina, it's in the mouth of the, what's it called? I know that's a lake. That's a lake. I don't know. All right, let's keep going. Sam, where's Brandon, Mississippi?
As someone
Jacob Keys native there, designated hitter today.
As someone that has never been to Mississippi, I cannot tell you.
I also cannot. I think I've heard of it. Have you heard of it, Will?
No, not at all. It's just outside of Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
Which we've all heard of in a
Yep.
few songs and such.
Yep.
Bruno Mars, a good one, I think. Is,
Yep.
Or is it? No, it was Mississippi, not Florida, as we're continuing the chat as the lights still haven't come on.
They're slowly coming on.
Oh, they're heating up just a bit. And it was interesting because those lights were the first to turn on today, but then also
Well,
the first to go
they
out.
had the lights on in the outfield, but they don't have the infield lights on, and they're still trying to figure it out. Not sure what the issue is.
But anyways, Brandon off of I-20
Okay.
in Jackson.
So you could drive there from Dallas.
You can theoretically
Hop on I-20. It's not doesn't seem.
You could go from a road trip. So magical road trip. If you go from we'll say you're in Dallas proper, right? So south of Sherman, you could go from Dallas to Tyler to Shreveport, pretty much just straight shot down I-20. And let's say we keep this road trip going. I-20
to Birmingham.
Birmingham, and then it goes through Atlanta. And then
Takes you to Augusta.
it does
Want
take
to
you
catch
to
a golf
Augusta.
tournament? I heard there's a cool one down there.
And then to Florence, where it trickles north.
Takes you all the way to Italy?
No, Florence, South Carolina.
Yeah, there
Not
you go.
quite as interesting. And I believe that's where the I-20 ends. I looked up what the different interstate names and numbers mean. The I, when it's ends in a 5 versus a 0.
You didn't know that?
So vertical versus horizontal.
Yep.
But the thing is that at one point they decided to just kind of do away with it as if it's a 3-number thing. It could be a vein between two interstates.
Well, yes.
They also added
But the main ones are you have a bunch that go through Dallas. You have I-20, or for the east-westbound, you have I-20, I-30. I-10 runs through southern Texas. It runs through Houston, San Antonio. And then the vertical ones, we have a couple in Dallas as well, I-35 and I-75. Of course, I-45 as well, that branches into I-75. So
the group of dorks we are chatting about interstates.
well, you've heard the phrase of the best thing to come out of Houston, right? I-45 north of Dallas.
Yeah,
Sam's nodding his head in agreement.
well, our owners of the Shadowcats,
They might disagree with that.
they might disagree.
I talked with Andrea a lot about Houston and my dislike for Houston. It's a rivalry. It's a Dallas-Houston rivalry.
We talked on this broadcast before about our favorite cities. I did not list Houston, and I also did.
Ironic, me neither.
And I also did not list Fort Worth.
Well, I consider Dallas and Fort Worth to be in the same metropolitan area.
So, yeah, they're adjacent. They're adjacent to each other, but one is.
I don't know.
different than the
They're
other. And
within 20 miles of each other.
Don't be
30 miles
mistaken.
of each other.
I'm not telling you Dallas is the best city in Texas. Personal vendetta against Fort Worth. Just unfortunate things just seem to happen to me. It's like a luck of the draw thing whenever I venture out to Fort Worth. One time, little Will Clifford piece of lore, Sam edging me on, pushing me on here, much to my parents' chagrin maybe. I took a trip out to Fort Worth without telling them, and then got a text.
Oh, man.
Hey, Will, where are you?
Ferris Bueller.
Mom,
Clifford.
I'm in Fort Worth. That was not a fun
Clifford.
conversation when I got home.
Clifford. No, they couldn't find you.
No.
What about Sam? So what? We still can't pronounce this one. It's Plaquemine? Plaquemine? What do we think? This one right here. Is this some French thing?
I mean,
Blue mine? It's where Jack Marcantel is from. As the light's slowly coming on here at Veterans Field. Have you ever been there? You want to look up how it's pronounced for us?
Yeah, we could try to look it up because I have never seen.
I've never even come close to hearing about that. What about Madisonville? Where's Madisonville? Or Louisiana?
I know the Madisonville in New Jersey.
Well, yes. We're too northeastern to be here in Sherman.
I don't know.
I don't think we're okay. So Will and I are both Dallas guys, as you guys know. We've been talking about it a lot. We also both go to Syracuse University up there in central New York. As the lights slowly and surely coming onto the field, as the Rougarou coming back onto the field. So I guess we're more known for we know Madisonville, New Jersey, so to say.
New Jersey. I know.
We figured out how to pronounce. No.
I've tried looking.
the
I used
pronunciation.
Translate, and it wasn't coming up. I don't know what is.
I think it's just.
Use Translate?
I think it's.
I use Google Translate.
It's a pronunciation thing on.
Okay, that's fair. Yeah.
Speak this thing to me, but it's just it's lost in translation. Whatever the meaning of it is, must be in another language.
It's probably something French.
Spoken in
Louisiana
our,
very rich in French history.
love Cajun food. Love Cajun food. Just a complete sidetrack. I hope we make it out to.
I want to go to Baton Rouge.
I hope we make it out. There's 3 teams in the TCL in Louisiana.
Baton
I hope
Rouge,
we make it out
Lake
once.
Charles, Acadiana, bordering. I think it's bordering.
Yeah.
Anyways.
they're all 3 in a row, kind of next to each other. All I believe to the west of New Orleans, which is where I suppose the real fun is.
Apparently. Well,
Except-
we're back here where the real fun is. The real
fun's here.
fun.
Yeah.
In Sherman, Texas. Thanks for bearing with us through that lighting delay. Not lightning, but lighting delay. It's been a long wait, but Shinave back out for another inning of work. He'll face the top third of the Shadowcats lineup versus Austin Haley in the first pitch. Misses below the zone and the count's 1-0. Haley today a couple of walks. Officially no at-bats. 2 plate appearances, has reached twice. The 1-0. That one on the inner half, and the count is 1-1. Shadowcats leading 1-0, if you recall, here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
Low-scoring affair.
Just 2 hits for the Shadowcats, none for the Rougarou. 1-1 pops foul, and the count is 1-2. It's been a pitcher's duel so far, and since the run in the first inning, no hits allowed by Shinave through the next 3. Now here in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-2. Haley takes high.
And talked about how he took 2 walks today, no official at-bats. Smart athletes are the best athletes because they prolong their playing time by doing what's easy.
The 2-2 pitch is swung on and missed. So Haley goes down swinging. It's the first out of the 5th. Shadowcats on top 1-0.
Or rather, not what's easy, what is right, not what is easy. Seeing pitches.
And also what's given and taking advantage of those given opportunities.
Exactly, and it's those things that contribute to longer careers. You see it professionally, but even college guys taking their time, playing more years.
First pitch here to Mason Priest is sent deep out to left center field. Simonelli going back track. He makes the play, running into the wall. Mason Priest sent that one for a ride, but it's caught by the center fielder Simonelli, and there's quickly 2 gone here in the bottom of the 5th inning.
And for some of these guys, it's not necessarily a matter of going pro, playing a long-time pro, but a 5-year college career, getting reps at the college level. If you can see pitches and be more patient than other guys on your roster, doesn't matter how far they can hit the ball if you're getting on base more because you're smarter.
First pitch to Sessions. That one just misses below the zone and outside 1-0. And Sessions, a prime example of that. And it's really the name of college, not only just baseball, but sports right now. With a transfer portal, anyone can go anywhere in a given year. 1-0 misses inside. Sessions is the perfect example of how baseball kind of works in the new era. He spent 2 years at JUCO at Redlands, and then he transferred to the University of Arkansas Monticello. Now didn't get too many opportunities, and then trying to take advantage of opportunities at Southeastern Oklahoma State next year. The 2-0 is in the zone, and the count's 2-1. Anywhere this guy has been, when he's given opportunities, he does very well. Last year, the Shadowcats hit over 280, was top 10 in on-base percentage. 2-1 below the zone, counts 3-1. In year 1, a similar output, hit above 300, also another key on-base guy. And through 8 games played, he's leading the league in on-base percentage this year. 3-1 is driven pretty well out to center field. Simonelli back, he's under it and makes the play, and that retires the side. Here in the bottom of the 5th inning, it's a 1-2-3 5th inning, and we go to the 6th. Shadowcats leading 1-0. You're watching Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Texas Collegiate League Television Network and listening on the Jay Shockley State Farm Shadowcats audio network.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sessions, first baseman for the Sherman Shadowcats. If you're looking for your next truck, SUV, or family vehicle, visit Vanguard GMC of Sherman. We're proud supporters of Shadowcats baseball and proud to serve drivers across Texoma. Shop our selection of new GMC trucks and SUVs and let our team help you find the perfect fit. Stop by Vanguard GMC of Sherman at 3314 Texoma Parkway in Sherman or visit VanguardGMCofSherman.com.
To the 6th inning we go. Shadowcats leading the Rougarou 1-0. Brady Phelps back out for another inning of work. He'll face Josh Lim, Jacob Keys, and Trip Dobson. Phelps toes the rubber, works solely from the stretch. And the first pitch, Lim shows bunt and bunts it foul. Trickles towards the third base dugout, 0-1 the count. Phelps came in, got the last out of the 5th inning. Had to come in relief of Knockney Anna, who officially goes 4 2/3 of no hit and no run ball. Now Braden Phelps trying to keep the line moving for Shadowcats pitching as the 0-1 misses low. Once again, Lim showing bunt and then pulling back.
And Phelps spent last season at Southeastern Oklahoma State, decided to move a little bit to the sidearm towards the end of the season, but also chose to enter the portal.
1-1 the count. And the pitch. Lim once again showing bunt and then bunts it foul off of his body. That time it hit him while he was still in the batter's box. And the count's 1-2. That's 3 straight times Lim has shown bunt. And Mason Priest was playing in. Now with 2 strikes, most likely will play back. Now he's playing at the cut of the grass, so maybe thinking Lim could still bunt here. We'll see on a 1-2 count. And the pitch. This one chopped on the ground towards second. Arroyo backhands it. Fields throws to first, and there's one gone here in the top of the 6th as Lim is a ground-out victim.
And
Jacob Keys.
Phelps tries to make himself different with the sidearm, and he also chooses to add a cutter recently, trying to attack lefties as a strikeout pitch.
Used the cutter that time, and it's a very effective pitch whenever you're a righty throwing a cutter inside to lefties. It gets you a lot of slow ground balls, as we just saw off the bat of Lim. First pitch to Keys misses low and away.
And Phelps has a fastball that's more of a running fastball, not necessarily running in terms, it does go from his right to his left, but it doesn't quite lose a whole lot of height, a little bit of break at the end. And he also holds the cutter as well with a lot more break.
1-0. That one's at the bottom of the zone, counts 1-1. So our Win Reality had that last pitch as a cutter, and I think it just depends on which way the ball goes. That time an 87-mile-per-hour cutter, it's really just a fastball that has a little bit of glove side run. 1-1. That time a fastball that misses inside, it's 2-1. There an 86-mile-per-hour fastball, and it kind of handcuffed the catcher Tart, as that one had a ton of arm side run. So you kind of see the differences between Phelps' pitches on those last 2 pitches. Now comes home with a 2-1. This one in off the hands and solid foul over the first base dugout, and the count is 2-2. That time they had it as a fastball. And for Phelps, whenever you're working with that sidearm angle, it really works for either side. Whenever you're pitching to a righty, as Keys wants to re-grip his bat. Whenever you're pitching to a righty, that 2-seamer really runs inside. It runs in on the hands. It gets a lot of ground balls. It also has a lot of sink action to it. That cutter, whenever it's running inside to a lefty, similar pattern. So a very effective pitching style that Phelps is trying to perfect, especially as a sidearm guy where you don't see that very often. it's kind of been a lost art. The 2-2 misses high, and the count's full at 3-2. Now, Phelps has a lively fastball. He's ranging in the high 80s. That will work in college ball, being in the high 80s with a sidearm fastball. Payoff pitch. This one in off the hands into shallow right center field. Samuelson and Zano going on, and Samuelson makes the play on the run. Paxton Samuelson had to go a long way to make that play, and the center fielder is the one who is under and makes the play. There's 2 gone here in the 6th. Shadowcats clinging to a 1-0 lead. How about Paxton Samuelson really making up for that error in the last inning? A few nice plays out in center field since that error.
Just ranging all the way over. Some good speed on Samuelson. Also, credit to Paxton. He's reading the ball off the bat extraordinarily well. So his initial jump helps him catch up to balls that he might not otherwise get to.
First pitch just Dobson, is looped into shallow right field, and it falls in front of Zano. He did not get a good jump on it. That ball most likely should have been caught, and unfortunately that is going to go down as the first hit of the game. It was a sky-high pop-up off the bat of Dobson, and Zano just started back and I don't think got a good read on it, and the one goes up on the scoreboard. An unfortunate first hit surrendered by the Shadowcats here in the top of the 6th inning. So I'll bring up Ty Simonelli. First pitch, runs inside, and the count's 1-0. So officially it's 5 2/3 of no-hit ball between Knockney Anna and Braden Phelps. Anna goes 4 2/3, and Phelps goes an inning of no-hit work before surrendering that first hit just there. The 1-0. This one misses outside.
And Phelps has struggled in the past going multiple innings. Of course, only 1 out in the last inning, now working through batters here. But coaches have said his mind switches when he sees someone warming in the bullpen.
2-0. Pops foul over the third base dugout, out of play, so we'll do it at 2-1.
And so the issue becomes, if Phelps starts getting a little wild, they start putting someone in the bullpen. But when someone goes in the bullpen, Phelps reins it back in, so it's this endless loop of, well...
What is that, a double entendre?
A double irony?
I don't know.
Juxtaposition?
2-1 misses away.
I think a double entendre is correct.
I like it. I think it makes sense there.
No, not a juxtaposition. That would be 2 things compared with each other. Gosh, my high school English vocabulary fading from me.
3-1 the count to Simonelli.
My mother would be very disappointed. Probably is.
And the 3-1 misses outside.
Ball 4.
So we'll do it.
Samonelli down to first
Excuse me.
base.
It's runners on first and second,
Dobson over to second.
as that's 2 straight to reach. Again, very unfortunate for Phelps.
Should have been out of the inning.
Yeah, it probably should have been out of the inning. And you can't score that an error, but it was just not a great effort from Zano out there in right field. And that's what I was talking with assistant coach Ronnie Davis before today's game. And he mentioned that corner outfield has been kind of a lulled position for the Shadowcats so far this year.
I just, maybe after the game, we'll speak to Zano or tomorrow to understand what exactly happened, because...
I mean, maybe he lost it in the lights, which would be ironic.
It would be quite ironic, but it didn't even look like he made a bad jump, because it looked like he didn't make a jump.
Well, the tying run in scoring position, and Dobson, first pitch to Champagne, cut on and missed. Simonelli off of first as well, he just walked. Dobson reached on that, what we're going to call single, but misplay out in right field.
But Phelps has been, this is not the first time he's pitched for the Shadowcats, and today he's shown that when his stuff is on, it's electric. One of the only guys with a really obscure arm angle on the Shadowcats team. And it's fun for me to watch, at least, the change in pace.
The 0-1. This one fouled straight back, it's 0-2.
He also loads, or rather gets set very closed off to the batter. So they're seeing the numbers on the back of his jersey as opposed to his face. He's slightly turned in, but it's almost like he's shielding his body and his glove with a cape.
He comes set, closed off to the batter. And comes home with the 0-2. This one sawed off and fouled by Champagne. He just kind of threw his hands at that one to live another day. And as a sidearm guy, you kind of have to be closed off to the batter, right? That's how you create all that power. And his new mechanics definitely seem to be working for him. He is very effective. Dobson, a big lead off a second. The 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Big strikeout for Phelps, his second of the game. And second consecutive inning, ending with a strikeout. And we go to the bottom of the sixth. No runs on one hit, and 2 runners left on base. We go to the bottom of the sixth. Shadowcats still leading 1-0. You're watching Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Texas Collegiate League Television Network and listening on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network.
Hey, Shadowcats fans, it is the 6th inning, which means it's time for your Texas Collegiate League scoreboard update, brought to you by Jake Shockley of State Farm. Out in Lake Charles, Acadiana is leading the Gumbo Gators 5-0 in the top of the 6th. In Abilene, Victoria and the Flying Bison are tied 6 apiece. They're also in the top of the 6th. And back in San Antonio, where the Shadowcats vacated last night, Brazos Valley is leading the River Monsters 4-0 in the top of the 7th. Excuse me. And here at Veterans Field, your Sherman Shadowcats lead the Baton Rouge Rougarou 1-0.
Jefferson.
And here we are in the bottom of the 6th inning. Shadowcats leading the Rougarou 1-0. New pitcher on the mound for the Rougarou. It's Cowan Alfonso, set to make his 3rd appearance of the year. The righty out of the University of Louisiana Lafayette comes home to Jefferson, and the first pitch misses away, and the count is 1-0. Ellington Jefferson making his season debut for the Shadowcats. So far today, 1 for 2, an infield single and a ground out. 1-0 misses up and away, counts 2-0. His first 2 at-bats, we saw him out of the righty's batter's box. Now the switch hitter moves over to the lefty's batter's box with the righty on the mound. 2-0 the count to Jefferson. And the pitch misses up and away. Jefferson finished up his sophomore year at Hill College, so he is uncommitted, just finished up his 2nd of 2 JUCO years. Hoping to get D1 offers and play at a mid-major or a high-level D2. The 3-0. This one right down Broadway, the count's 3-1. He has an offer from Prairie View A&M, who, if you recall, of course, Isaac Davila, the assistant coach for the Shadowcats, is an assistant over there with Prairie View. 3-1 the count and the pitch. This one misses away. It's a leadoff walk to Jefferson.
Sends Jefferson down to first base.
His potential future coach, Isaac Davila, was working with Jefferson quite a lot earlier today in batting practice. A guy who has an electric bat. This past year in limited action with Hill College, played in 23 games, a .295 average. I say limited playing time because his season was cut short. He had a foot injury towards the end of March. Alfonso comes home. Jefferson goes. The pitch is a strike. The throw down to second, not in time. It caroms off the glove of Schwing right back to the pitcher, Alfonso. And it's a stolen base for Jefferson, his first of the year with the Shadowcats.
Hey, to kind of stomp on your words, partner, the tag definitely late on the fielders there, but the pop was in time. Not fielded cleanly. Sloppy on Baton Rouge again. That's what gave up the run early. Could we see more of it?
Shadowcats trying to double their 1-0 lead. And the pitch here to Tart is on the outer half, and the count is 0-2. So Alfonso gives off the leadoff walk, and a stolen base means that he's in trouble in his first inning of relief. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Shadowcats leading 1-0. The 0-2 pitch. Got him swinging. Run a fastball at 92 miles per hour. Tart went waving and missing at a fastball just above the zone, and there's one gone here in the 6th. That's a 7 mile per hour difference between that last pitch and the average from Chineve, who his line is done after going 5 innings of 1-run ball and just 2 hits. What looked like a rough start to the game in the first inning, Chineve really settled down. First pitch to Arroyo, he's well behind on another hefty fastball, and the count is 0-1. So a big adjustment for the Shadowcats in the box, trying to catch up to the speed of Alfonso. Oh, and 1 the count. And the pitch. I'm going to strike on the outer half, and the count's 0-2. Arroyo today 0 for 1, a walk and a strikeout. After having that monster game in San Antonio on Sunday, gets rewarded with being back in the lineup here today. Facing an 0-2 count to Alfonso.
A self-described legacy game.
0-2 pitch misses low. Yeah, it felt like it. And a game that he really needed. Again, going into that game, he was 0 for 15 with 10 strikeouts. So, yeah, you could say legacy game, but definitely one that he needed to have. 1-2 the count. And the pitch. Just misses high with a fastball.
Jefferson dancing out on second. Third baseman Berard playing near the bag and also looking over at Jefferson on second, perhaps expecting the steal.
He already stole second base. Will he try for third? The 2-2. Got him swinging. The catcher, Champagne, couldn't corral it cleanly. He has to throw to first because it's not occupied. It's in time to put out Alfonso. Or excuse me, Arroyo, and Alfonso has his second strikeout. So after surrendering the leadoff walk, it's 2 straight strikeouts for Alfonso out of the bullpen, as the Shadowcats have a runner in scoring position to try and double up their 1-0 lead. Alfonso works from the stretch, brings his hands to his chest, a breath, and comes home. First pitch to Fallbush, misses low and away, and the count's 1-0. Fallbush today also a walk and a strikeout. Trying to drive home a runner. 0 for his last 6, hitless in his last 3+ games. 1-0. At the very top of the zone with a 90 mile per hour fastball on the dot. And the count evens at 1-1.
At least last at bat, he broke his streak of not getting on base, which was still 6. But now the at-bat streak continues on.
1-1. This one sawed off foul. Right back towards Our social media, Sydney videotaping over there. Colton's at bat, and Colton just giving her a hello.
Hello with the ball to the
Not
the
just,
face?
you know,
It's a rather
greets her.
it's a rather impolite greeting.
1-2 the count and the pitch. Fallbush goes down swinging. And Alfonso strikes out the side. After a walk leads off the inning, Shadowcats go down with 3 straight strikeouts, and we go to the 7th. Shadowcats still leading 1-0. You're watching Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Texas Collegiate League Television Network and listening on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network.
Hi, I'm Ryan Sessions, first baseman for the Sherman Shadowcats. If you're looking for your next truck, SUV, or family vehicle, visit Vanguard GMC of Sherman. We're proud supporters of Shadowcats baseball and proud to serve drivers across Texoma. Shop our selection of new GMC trucks and SUVs and let our team help you find the perfect fit. Stop by Vanguard GMC of Sherman at 3314 Texoma Parkway in Sherman or visit VanguardGMCofSherman.com.
The 7th inning we go. Shadowcats clinging to a 1-0 lead. Here to bring you the 7th and 8th innings, my man, Will Clifford.
Hey, my man, Josh Radjanov. We continue to the top of the 7th. It's still Phelps working. His first pitch to Mark Cantel is low for a ball. It's Mark Cantel, Berard, and Schwing before the lineup flips over for Baton Rouge. The 1-0 in for a strike, 1-1.
By the way, the 6th inning was brought to you by Courtyard Marriott, where the players stay.
Mark Cantel wrapped up his time at Delgado Community College, currently in the transfer portal. Delivers home. Got him on a check swing, 1-2. Phelps still dealing, no action in the bullpen. He tries to make quick work of the first batter in the 7th inning. Just a bit outside, 2-2.
Phelps has done a really good job so far in his inning and 2/3 of work of attacking the zone. Or excuse me, inning and a third of work of attacking the zone, getting a couple strikeouts as well. Can't lose batters here.
The 2-2 home is in the dirt. Count is full. The payoff is on the way. Just over 30 pitches on the evening for Phelps. A straightforward arm who throws strikes. I'm sure we'll see more of him this summer. The payoff pitch. Chopper. Second baseman Arroyo can't make the play under the glove. Oh, he came in so confidently, didn't even look down. That'll be ruled as an error. Zano comes on to back him up out of the outfield and just scoop it up. So the runner, Mark Cantel, stays at first, but still one aboard here in the top of the 7th. Nobody out. Sherman leading 1-0.
We've been talking about doing the little things right a lot. The Shadowcats, in these past few innings, the little things have become a little bit harder to do. Maybe just losing focus a little bit.
A pickoff to first.
Wow. What a scoop by Sessions.
Sessions had to jump on top of Mark Cantel just to make the squeeze to keep it from going into the bullpen and being free bases. First pitch to the new batter, Berard, playing third base. Shows bunt, pulls back in for a strike. Phelps ahead 0-1.
This is going to be a pull. That play by, Arroyo out there at second base, very a la Daniel Murphy, 2015 Mets.
I don't watch Mets baseball.
It was in the World Series.
The 0-1. I was tiny then. 1-1. That one missed outside. So
Forgot you're young.
Yeah, I'm young. You're old. Just a reminder.
Still, 2015. That's only 11 years ago. So what? You were 8?
I'm 19. Yeah, I would be 8. Just about. A young buck. 1-1 home from Phelps. Bunt shown again by Berard. He pulls back. This time outside. 2-1.
Well, when a guy's showing bunt and you're a pitcher on the mound, if you're Phelps, just let him bunt it. If he's giving you an out, just take the out and let him bunt it. Don't be too cute around the zone.
Kicks, deals, bunt once more. Fouled up behind the plate. Tart can't make it in time. A small backstop.
I feel like the art of bunting has been lost.
Oh, totally.
I feel like
small ball has gone out the window.
Right,
completely.
and you still see it sometimes, but it just feel like people don't know how to bunt anymore.
And I know the Shadowcats practice it before every BP session, but still. So a 2-2 count. Shows bunt on a 2-2 count. Back to the pitcher, Phelps. He slips, gathers, throws to first in plenty of time still. Picked it up now, grabbing his hips. Catching his breath after a little hustle, Phelps is. And Tart will visit at the mound just to settle everything down. Mark Hantel shuffles on over to second, though.
I'm shocked he bunted with 2 strikes.
That's what I was shocked about, too. That's the token rule of
especially
bunting.
after he just fouled off a couple of bunts. But Phelps looks a little uncomfortable on the mound. He kind of slipped and might have rolled his ankle there on the cut of the grass and the mound.
He's bobbing his head, kind of walking around trying to get his footing or something of the sort. Reminds me of kind of a chicken strutting around where they're kind of just bobbing and moving. So the head moves without the body. You may not be familiar. I own chickens at home, so every day
Okay.
I see this bird walking around my backyard, and the head, you wouldn't realize it unless you were up close and personal with chickens often, I suppose. But their heads move.
I've seen how chickens walk. I don't think that's a fair
He's bobbing
comparison.
his head.
Okay,
He's
fair.
bobbing his head. He's moving.
Throwing some warm-up pitches, see how it feels.
87. Nods his
That's
head.
88. That was his fastest pitch yet.
Maybe just needed the extra breather.
I don't know. Again, we've talked about it a lot. The lips and the just different areas where there's a cut of the grass and dirt can get pretty scarce. And that time Phelps came off the mound quickly. Couldn't tell if he slipped or maybe rolled his ankle on one of the lips there. But above all else, he says he's fine. He nodded to his manager, Barry Manuel, and says that I'm ready to go. Now, there is action. I believe that's Andrew Gruder's warming up in the bullpen down the left field line for the Shadowcats, just in case Phelps might lose control here.
Mark Cantel bouncing at second. First pitch to swing is a swing and a miss, 0-1.
He was well behind on that. Another 88-mile-per-hour fastball.
Sneaky way to get a couple warm-up pitches, I guess.
I don't think he was trying to roll his ankle.
I don't think so either. No official confirmation that he did roll his ankle. We'll see after the game. The 0-1 home. Ooh, a sword. Swing looking silly here. Down 0-2 quickly. Stepped into the righty's batter's box. Had plenty of time to prepare for what was to come. Still seems rather shaken.
This has been a big at-bat for Phelps. With a runner in scoring position, just needs to continue attacking the 9-hole.
Phelps checks the runner on second. Checks again. Delivers home. Strike 3 got him swinging.
Strike 3 for out number
2 down here. The top of the
That
7th.
was our beer batter, folks. That means
Sherman leading 1-0.
for the next half inning.
So Nick Schwing
Y'all sound so excited.
Pinch hitter.
Now batting
been our pinch hitter,
number 20.
or has been our beer batter, rather, at the ballpark, and has gone out twice, much to the joy of Shadowcat fans. The new batter is a pinch hitter. It's Jesse Lord out of Baker, Louisiana. A lefty stands in, watches first pitch for a strike. Still Mark Cantel leading off second.
Well, ever since that, I guess, little injury timeout and Phelps needed a few more warm-up pitches, he's been hovering right around 88 miles per hour, and that's been the hardest he's thrown all day.
The 0-1 home. Down the gut for a strike, 0-2. 2 strikes, 2 outs here. The top of the 7th. Shadowcats leading 1-0. Chance to get out of the 7th for Braden Phelps. Already thrown 2 innings pitched. So that one's low. Count moves to 1-2.
Big moment here for Braden Phelps. Just have to keep on attacking. You're throwing the ball well. I say just keep on going with a fastball here.
Ooh. That one fouled off the catcher's mask. Tard is going to take a second to...
I think that actually went off the home plate umpire's
umpire?
Mark Alexander's mask, and a savvy move by Tart just to make sure that the home plate umpire is okay. Go talk to his pitcher on the mound and give the home plate umpire some time. I think that might have caught both of their masks.
It might have.
Mask is...
Maskai.
No.
No, yeah, probably not. Masks.
No.
Masks, plural. English is hard. The 1-2. Phelps. Shakes off. Now agrees. Mark Cantel dancing on second. The pitch home in the dirt. Good stop by Tart to keep Mark Cantel from moving up to third base. Lord, 6 foot 200. Back of the righty's batter's box. Waiting for the 2-2. Now he'll see it. Now he'll foul it back.
Well, Lord was late on a few fastballs. That time he really timed up Phelps. He sent that ball foul straight back. That means he had the timing down. He just missed it. Now you might see a cutter or a two-seam or maybe a changeup if he throws it to try and mix up the timing of Lord.
The art of the pinch hit is something that is talked about a lot. Here's the 2-2 home. In there, strike 3. Braden Phelps. A ground out and 2 strikeouts. After the error, Sherman still leads from the top of the 7th. 1-0. We move to the bottom of 7. You, my friends, are listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Radio Network and watching on the TCL TV network. Hey there, Shadowcat Nation. We move to the bottom of the 7th. The 7th inning is brought to you by Dr. Pepper. It's a pepper thing.
It is.
I had myself a Dr. Pepper today after, or I guess while grabbing some,
Patrick
gosh,
Zeno.
Raisin Canes.
There you go.
There's a little brain fart there. What did I eat? What did I do? Where am I? I'm at the Veterans Field. Sherman is leading 1-0. That's what's going on.
Cool looking moon.
Yeah.
Really defined. It's a, what is that, a waning, waxing crescent? I don't know.
First pitch in to the batter,
Zeno.
Zeno. In for a strike, 0-1. Zeno then watching a second pitch outside, 1-1, count even. So Alfonso stays on to pitch, and Alfonso has been rearing back as well. Started off throwing slow, since though, heating up on the radar gun. Another one, upwards of 90, about 91. Zeno watches it for a ball still, 2-1.
He touched 92 in his last inning, so definitely an electric arm.
The 2-1 home is outside, 3-1. Zeno from Fort Worth and attending Odessa College. In his freshman year, hit .347 in 28 games played with 4 dongs. Zeno watches the 3-1 in for a strike. Tossed the bat, thought it was ball 4. I suppose an attempted sell job sold too hard. Now got to focus up here as a payoff pitch is underway.
We've had those conversations before about throwing the bat on what you think is ball 4.
I'm not a fan. Here's the payoff pitch. Big swing and a miss. Zeno down on strikes.
Now number 1.
One down here, the bottom of the 7th. Sherman leading 1-0.
Paxton.
I think there's a difference between doing it to try and sell a call and doing it because you actually believe that that's ball 4. Austin Haley had one earlier today where he actually thought it was ball 4, and it was a late call from Mark Alexander, the home plate umpire. So Haley threw his bat, immediately apologized to Alexander and said, "Hey, my bad," and then took his walk.
Samuelson shows bunt, pulls it back. That one's a ball.
On that last run from Zeno, that one was him clearly trying to sell the call. That pitch was too close. You could argue either way. I think it was a strike. You can argue either way, but that's him definitely trying to sell the call. I wouldn't throw my bat in that situation.
That one fouled off, 1-1 the count. And Alfonso has now struck out 4 straight batters after walking the leadoff batter he faced. That was Jefferson back in the 6th. Now we're in the 7th, and it's Samuelson at the bottom of the lineup before the Shadowcats flip it over. The 1-1 low and outside. Count moves to 2-1. One down here. Lights are shining. Temperature has dropped, now a nice 78.
It's nice.
Much more comfortable. A 2-1 home. Big cut, big miss. An off-speed fastball, if you will. That one just at 89, not the usual 92 that it's been.
Off-speed fastball. Nice changeup.
We'll see if he goes to the well. It's a fastball again, this time 93, so missing outside nonetheless. Count moves full. Payoff on the way.
That's the hardest pitch we've seen from him so far today, topping out at 93.1.
Possibly the hardest pitch on our radar gun so far. Big swing, big miss for Samuelson. 2 down here in the bottom of the 7th.
Now batting shortstop number
And make that 5 straight strikeouts for Alfonso. And he's really doing it with just 1 pitch. It's been the fastball that has been dominating the lower third of this Shadowcats lineup. See how he does with a D1 guy in Austin Haley.
Haley.
This should be velo that Haley is used to.
Haley walked in his first 2 at-bats and then struck out in the 5th. Watching pitch 1 for a strike, so Alfonso ahead early. Some movement out in the Shadowcat bullpen. Can't quite tell from my vantage point. Kick, deal, big cut, big miss. quickly. Haley down 0-2. Big cut, big miss again. Alfonso dancing off the mound.
Still 1-0 Shadowcats.
Zano, Samuelson, and Haley all down by way of the K. We move to the top of the 8th. You, my friends, are listening to Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Audio Network. And if you're watching on TCL TV.
Number 3, Josh Lynn.
Hey, Shadowcat Nation. Welcome back into Veterans Field. I'm Will Clifford, joined by Josh Radjanov. So we're playing baseball still here in the 8th. The new batter for Baton Rouge is the righty Lim. New pitcher Gruters firing in for a strike.
These have been the money innings that the Shadowcats have struggled in. We've seen blown lead after blown lead. The latest addition being Sunday, where they had a 2-run lead in the 8th inning. Now here in the 8th inning, clinging to a 1-0 lead, this is where you have to be locked down as a pitcher.
The 0-1 home, outside 1-1.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that one missed.
Well, coach down the third base line was talking out to the umpire. He thought the first pitch should have been a ball, although his batter showed bunt. The 1-1 to Lim, sent straight to the third baseman Berard. Or rather, Priest fields and throws to Sessions. Berard playing third base for the Rougarou. So that'll bring in the new batter, Jacob Keys, the designated hitter today out of southeastern Louisiana. Grew up in Brandon, Mississippi, just outside of Jackson.
As we discovered earlier. We were kind of talking in between innings. We kind of wonder.
That one low in the dirt, 1-0.
Kind of wonder what the pitching, I guess, lineup is going to look like for the Shadowcats you're entering the 8th inning. Do you go with Gruters for 2 straight innings, trust him with the 9th, or do you go with your closer, Aiden Benson?
Gruters with an ERA of 27. Bunt shown, pulled back by Keys, in for a strike regardless. Count even at 1-1.
Benson's been your closer. In 4 appearances, has a save. He has lost 2. He gave up the blown save technically in the loss to San Antonio on Sunday. He just allowed the ghost runner to score.
I don't know if that qualifies as a blown save.
Well, it qualifies as a loss.
As a loss, yes, a loss, not a blown save. The 1-1 missing, 2-1, a little inside on Keys, shaking it off. 2-1. 2-2. Apologies. Kick, deal. Breaking ball, caught the zone. Apologies. Some miscommunications up here in the booth. Now the count is 2-2. Gruters, shaky this season, but has shown he has some stuff. That curveball, all the break in the world, 68 miles an hour. Gruters sets, kicks, deals. This one deflects off of Gruters, fielded by Sessions, steps on the bag. Keys was hustling out of the box, just a step too slow, and there's 2 down here in the 8th.
Well, good work from Gruters out of the pen. Just pitching quickly, being effective in the zone, and does a nice job of getting 2 quick outs. And again, the Shadowcats pitching has been great today at letting their defense work, being competitive in the zone, not walking too many guys. The Shadowcats have really done a good job of keeping their defense engaged.
First pitch to the new batter, Trip Dobson, bounced it and hit him.
Dobson heads to first, hit by pitch.
So free bag given up. Our track man saying that ball went 56 feet. I don't quite think it did.
52 miles per hour off the body of Dobson.
Some impressive exit velo.
But that's the thing, like, you can't settle. You get 2 quick outs, your defense is working. If you're Gruters, you can't settle in that situation and think that the job's done after 2 outs. It's Kobe Bryant, job's not finished. Jalen Brunson, job's not finished.
Mm-hmm. The New York Knicks, your NBA champions, you mentioned.
We haven't talked since the last time the Knicks won the championship.
Yeah. That one low. First pitch to the new batter, Simonelli. The big righty, or lefty rather. So Dobson off of first, held on by Sessions. Gruters a lefty, so we'll stare him down before tossing the 0-1 home. This one skied all the way into the Sherman night sky. Jefferson picks it out of the air, and that's 3 down. So a hit by pitch, otherwise no damage to the scoreboard, maybe to the leg of Dobson. But we move to the bottom of the 8th. Sherman still leading. It's 1-0. You're listening to the Jake Shockley State Farm Audio Network. Or if you're watching, you're doing so on the TCL TV network. Hey there, Shadowcats fans. back in the vet. Bottom of the 8th. It's still going to be Alfonso the Flamethrower on the mound for Baton Rouge. As Sherman tries to hold down the fort. Last hacks at it to add anything to this one-run lead potentially, unless the unfortunate happens and Baton Rouge tacks one on in the bottom of the inning, or top of the 9th rather, the next half inning. But
Shadowcats hoping for insurance. If you need insurance, call 903-462-0152 for your local agent for home and auto in Denison, Sherman. That's Jake Shockley, State Farm, like a good neighbor. State Farm is there.
well done, partner. So it's the third baseman, Mason Priest, a Cypress, Texas product, or the Wharton JUCO product. 5'7", according to our information. Kick and deal from Alfonso, catching the zone, 0-1.
According to our information.
According to our information, well, I cross-reference my heights. Height is very important to me.
Something that you can easily lie about.
Yes. The 0-1 home. This one, liner, looping, over swing. Now Priest will push for 2. Oh, the tag was there in plenty of time. Tried to catch the defense sleeping. He undoubtedly did not. He was in safely to first. Swing, tried ranging out for it, couldn't get it. Lord came on pretty quickly after that. Hosed him at second. The ball was at second base in the hands of Lim.
I'm not sure what the thought process was there.
Handily ahead of the batter. So a single trying to push for extra bases. A little too aggressive, and so Ryan Sessions to the plate. Sesh watching first pitch, 1-0. I wonder if third base coach Isaac Davila sent him.
I don't think so.
Doesn't seem like he's
got his arms crossed. He's in his
Isaac
quote,
pose.
sassy position.
Is that a quote from Isaac?
That's what he said.
The 0-1 bounces to another count. That was so Isaac said sassy position.
He says
okay. he likes a sassy. Okay,
it's a sassy position. Can a coach be a diva?
No shame in that, man. Sessions awaiting the 2-0 kick, steals. Alfonso finds the zone, 2-1.
Davila's going to be a good coach down the road. He's
young.
Just his second year out of college, already an assistant with Sherman, an assistant with Prairie View A&M. I have a feeling that you'll be hearing his name as a D1 coach down the line.
Sessions taking a hack, missing everything. It was a fastball, was behind it. So 2-2. Ballerina count. We'll see how Alfonso dances into this one. Kicks, steals. In there, strike 3. A rare strikeout for Ryan Sessions. 2 up, 2 down here in the 8th.
And not a rare strikeout for Alfonso. He's faced 9 batters. He struck out 7.
Impressive from Alfonso, who came in with an ERA of 18 and a whip of 2.75. First pitch, big hack from Jefferson. That one goes into the screen behind home plate. 0-1. 2 down here in the bottom of the 8th. Sherman's potential last batter, last chance to tack, runs on.
I think Austin Haley's going to be the one to close it out.
Big hack again, big miss again, down in a hole, 0-2. Jefferson today, a single, ground out to third. The 0-2 is fouled back. A single, a ground out to third, and then a walk. So 1 for 2, reaching base twice successfully. Battling now in a hole 0-2. First game as a Shadowcat. Alfonso takes a deep breath, kicks, deals, low in the dirt, jumping out of the way is Jefferson. Jefferson standing at 6'3", 195. Another thing you could lie about, I suppose, your weight.
Oh, I know.
The 1-2. Outside, count even at 2-2. Working the count here. I'm really curious how the 2.75, the whip accumulated for Alfonso, because he is just attacking the zone. 2-2, liner up the gut.
There's your answer.
Jefferson, a single. How about that debut? 2 for 3 from the left fielder.
And he got his first hit as a righty, second hit as a lefty, and is that going to be the end of the line for Alfonso? There is action in the bullpen. I believe this is just the pitching coach, Mike Spears.
Spears trying to take the ball from Alfonso. Alfonso's fighting it, really fighting it. Entire infield is in. Outfield chatting. There are some heavy debates here. I think Alfonso is saying, hey, coach, I'm still hitting upwards of 92, 93 right now.
I don't think he's not going to take him out.
He won't take him out.
So, unrelated, just got a text update from my dad. Messi currently has a hat trick. Playing against, who are they playing against? No.
I know this. It's Algeria?
Algeria.
Dang. Kid knows soccer.
Kid knows ball.
Kid knows ball.
He knows some footy.
Yeah, he does.
Quick World Cup update.
Your Jake Shockley State Farm World Cup update.
Well, it's a big moment as the Shadowcats, especially the way things have gone recently, an insurance run or two would be very beneficial.
Very. First pitch to Tart. A catcher in for a strike. 0-1. So Tart, batting average is now trending below $167. He's struck out more than 4 times. As he watches pitch number 2 inside, sucks in the belly. 1-1. 2 down here. So we're in the bottom of the 8th. Sherman clinging. 1 run in the first inning is the difference. The 1-1. Missing again. Tart sucking in again. So perhaps trying to scare him off the plate is Alfonso.
Perhaps.
Maybe that was
trying
the
to own the inner half of the plate. As a pitcher, you try to dominate that side. Tart not really backing down.
Quickly agreeing to a sign. Missing 3-1. So the velocity still up and around 90s, but the accuracy gave up a single that then turned into caught extra base extension. The 3-1 is low, and you can probably hear it from the Shadowcats bench.
They're coming alive.
They're coming alive, as they usually do. As the game creeps on, they start to make some noise.
Just imagine where the Shadowcats would have bases loaded, 1 out, had Priest not gotten thrown out at second base on a not so smart play by him. The Shadowcats, that is a crucial base running mistake. You have to take advantage of the opportunity here and try and get a run across with 2 outs.
First pitch to the new batter, Arroyo, in for a strike. Well, in for a ball, apologies. So Arroyo on the day has yet to reach 2 strikeouts and a walk. That one driven left field, back, track, wall, gone! Donovan Arroyo around the bases. Sherman leads it 4-0 here in the bottom of the 8th.
Ladies and gentlemen, Donovan Arroyo. What a shot.
Big time insurance runs. Donovan Arroyo has bursted onto the scene these past couple games. What a swing. There was no doubt about that one. We talked about the Shadowcats needing insurance runs. That'll do it. How about Donovan Arroyo? Hadn't been having a great game today. A couple of strikeouts. He was out in front of that 88-mile-per-hour fastball and sent that ball a long ways. What a swing. 2 straight games with a home run. big time insurance for the Cats.
First pitch now to the new batter. It's Fawbush. And not made. The play is not made. We were completely blocked by the Baton Rouge dugout. Couldn't quite see that. Trying to stand up and check for our umpire to see if we had a call. It was a foul ball. So instead of being an out and ending the inning, it's just an 0-1 count. So Fawbush settles back into the righty box, down 0-1. 2 outs here. Sherman now leading 4-0 thanks to Arroyo's around the base hit. So a grand slam.
And he was a
homer.
He was a runner being thrown out away from 2 straight games with a grand slam. Can you imagine? That's clutch.
Mr. Clutch, perhaps. The 1-1. Just outside, 2-1. So they're keeping Alfonso in the game is Baton Rouge. As his fastball is toned down to just about 90. There's a big hack from Fawbush, trying to possibly mimic his teammate Arroyo there. And the signs were certainly there. Sherman started to see the pitching. A couple pieces of solid contact kept Alfonso in the game as this one fouled over us. Josh trying to reach up and make the play himself. He cannot. And out of play. So count stays at 2-2. 2 outs here. Sherman leading 4-0. But Arroyo got out of a slump seemingly. It's the 2-2 home. Swung on and missed. So that's it for the Shadowcats. Damage, though, done by Donovan. Arroyo, a 3-run jack. Sherman leads at 4-0. Their chance to close it out in the 9th. Coming up, you're listening to Sherman Shadowcats Baseball on the Jake Shockley State Farm Audio Network. Or if you're watching on the TCL TV network. Hey there, Shadowcat Nation. That 8th inning was brought to you by the Grand Slam Grill. Grand Slam Grill, ballpark food done right. So we're here in the 9th inning. Here to take you the rest of the way is our closer, Josh Radjanoff.
Thanks, Will. And the closer on the mound for the Shadowcats is Andrew Gruters. He pitched an inning of shutout ball in the 8th inning, gets the 9th inning. And first pitch on its way to Champaign. And that one misses low. Rather, a pitch hitter in the box for the Rougarou, Jake McCann, out of Belhaven University, the Baton Rouge native, playing for his hometown team, one of the many Baton Rouge natives. McCann trying to start something for the Rougarou, facing the lefty on the mound, the righty in the box. Stands at 5'8", 185. The 1-0. This one up and away, and the count is 2-0. Something to note, we saw Austin Haley, who's playing shortstop right now, warming up in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Could potentially come in if this becomes a save situation. Andrew Gruder is trying to make sure it doesn't become a save situation. 2-0. That one's a fastball at the top of the zone, and the count is 2-1. So you could see Haley come in this inning. In between the last pitching change, we saw Haley warming up as well. He was throwing with his third baseman, Mason Priest. That was whenever Gruders was warming up in the 8th inning. And then in the bottom half of the inning, they had Haley going out there to warm up as well, just to make sure he's ready if he were to come in and pitch. Benson has thrown the past few games. He's been the Shadowcats closer, so I presume he's unavailable. 2-1. That one's a strike at the bottom of the zone, and the count's 2-2. Of course, all this talk might not deem necessary if Gruders can stay ahead of hitters and try and get the 3 outs on his own.
And I think also the home run in that
Changes
last
a lot,
inning,
yes.
I think that changed a lot. A 1-run game, now a 4-run game. So makes your game planning a little more straightforward.
2-2 the count, and the pitch. Misses high with a fastball, and the count's 3-2. Well, the Shadowcats can't get comfortable here. Gruder's on the mound. A team that is notorious for blowing leads, especially late in games. On Wednesday against the Flying Bison, the Shadowcats blew a 3-run lead late in the last couple of innings. On Sunday against the River Monsters, blew a 2-run lead they had in the 8th inning. Now here, the 4-run lead in the 9th. Payoff pitch. Got him swinging. McCann goes down, waving and missing at a breaking ball, and a crucial out number 1 for Gruders. Here in the top of the 9th inning, Shadowcats on top 4-0.
McCann was absolutely expecting the high heat, and he was so on top of that. Pinch hitter not ready to pinch hit, I suppose.
So McCann can't, and that brings up Mark Cantel.
Mm-hmm.
Nod to the late, great John Sterling.
One of my favorites.
Gruders, lefty on lefty battle, drops a breaking ball into the zone, and the count is 0-1. Well, if this score were to hold, this is a picture-perfect game for Shadowcat pitching. Literally, almost perfect.
Almost? I meant almost. I had something in my throat.
0-1 the count to Mark Cantel in the pitch. Big wave and a miss. And the count's 0-2.
Did not mean to sound like I was questioning your partner. It's the best game that they have had. Knock on some wood if you can find it. Maybe some of that firewood from this pitching, because they've broken 3 bats today. Just mowing down batters.
0-2 the count as Gruder is set at the belt. Mark Cantel ready at the plate. The pitch. This one hit well down the left field line. In comes Jefferson. Out goes Priest. And Priest can't make the over-the-shoulder catch. That one was actually off the end of the bat. I thought that ball was hit a little bit harder off the bat of Mark Cantel. Instead, the count remains 0-2 as Priest touched that one in foul territory.
So here's, I guess, a rules question, a rules comment. That one just straight down the line, the third baseman tracking it was Priest, and he knocked it, couldn't make the play, and he was standing foul when he touched it. But let's say he's standing fair.
That'd be a fair ball.
Even if the ball is on the other side of the line, that's a fair ball.
Yeah, he touches it fair. 0-2 the count to Mark Cantel. Gruder is a breath. Kicks and deals. Check swing. Did he go around? No, says first base umpire Steven Graber.
That was dramatic. That was dramatic. He took a pause out there on the first base line.
That's a tough call for the first base umpire with the
sure.
lefty in the box. Now, had there been a third base umpire, obviously would have digressed to him.
Yeah,
but instead, it's a 1-2 count. That was very close. Mark Cantel just barely holding up. 1-2. Chopped foul, and we'll do it again. A breaking pitch that time, and Gruders has thrown a few straight breaking balls trying to get Mark Cantel. We mentioned how great the pitching staff has been today. Of course, the shutout. Then you go further down the line. Just the one hit given up, you can make an argument that that one hit was a ball that should have been caught in right field by Patrick Zano. Just 3 walks and a couple of hit by pitches. So Shadowcat pitching has been incredible today. 1-2 the count and the pitch. Misses away with a breaking ball, and the count evens at 2 balls and 2 strikes. To go along with that, the field behind Shadowcat pitching has been pretty well as well. You had the one error to Samuelson in center field after he dropped a pop-up, but he really made up for it with a couple of nice plays in succession after that. And then the error to start the 7th inning by Arroyo, of course, he made up for it with the bat. 2-2, this one lines sharply into left center field, gets down in front of Jefferson, a base hit. So it's a 1-out single, and Mark Cantel is on first base. Do have a defensive change. That's not Jefferson out there in left field. Tanner Trout replaces Jefferson, and a runner reaches. And we're going to get a mound visit. That might be the end of the line for Grooters. As Barry Manuel takes the ball from the lefty and hands the ball to his shortstop, Austin Haley, as this has now become a save situation with a runner on. Shadowcats trailing by 4. Shadowcats leading by 4, and Barry Manuel not taking any chances. We'll be right back as Haley warms up. Shadowcats leading 4-0 in the top of the 9th inning. You're watching Sherman Shadowcats baseball on the Texas Collegiate League Television Network and listening on the Jake Shockley State Farm Shadowcats Audio Network. Top of the 9th, Shadowcats trying to hold on to a 4-0 lead and go to Austin Haley out of the bullpen, who started this game as the leadoff hitter playing shortstop and now moves to the mound, trying to close out this game. Dealing with a runner on first, Jack Marcantel just singled. Kenneth Berard at the plate. Nick Schwing to follow. Haley comes set, hands high at the chest. Comes home, first pitch. Fastball in the outer half, and the count is 0-1. The defensive changes to go along with Haley coming on the mound. As we mentioned, Tanner Trout entered the game to start this inning. He's in left field. And Spencer Bass replaces Haley at short. Bass takes over the 6th spot on the field. Middle crunches in and hopes for a double play. The 0-1. Check swing, Berard goes around on the breaking ball, and the count is 0-2. Shadowcats trying to pick up their 2nd win in 3 games and improve to 3-7 on the year. The talk of the town and the talk of the team has been that this team is better than their 2-7 record. Shadowcats trying to prove that today. 0-2, got him swinging. Fastball above the zone. Berard well behind it. And the Rougarou down to their final out.
Well, there's Two quotes that come to mind when talking about records and how good you are. There's the one that is, they are who their record says they are, in reference to an Arizona Cardinals player referencing an opponent, I believe the Browns. But then there's Cade Cunningham saying that the Pistons aren't as bad as their record says they are.
First pitch here to Schwing, misses low and away. So the last hope for the Rougarou is the 9-hole. And the Rougarou also probably feel as they're better than their record is, right now sitting at 6-5. Shadowcats trying to get a win that's been so hard to come by. 1-0. Fastball at the top of the zone, and the count is 1-1.
Nobody quite running away with it. Victoria 8-4 on the season, best record in the TCL. Still, when they played the Shadowcats, Josh, I was not mightily impressed.
I think you can make a case as here comes the 1-1. This one just misses inside, and the count's 2-1. Victoria has a decent roster, and they've been winning games at will. Now, of course, one of those losses came to the Shadowcats. It was the first win of the year. Abilene, of course, at 3 games above 500. All the talent there. We've seen them pass through. 3 wins against the Shadowcats. So we'll see. It's early in the season. Everything's still up in the air. 2-1. Misses away. And the count's 3-1 as Austin Haley is in danger of walking the 9-hole. Jesse Lord came up as a pinch hitter in the 7th inning. He struck out looking. He's on deck, trying to get another lick at it. Haley trying to keep it here as Marcanto off of first. The 3-1. This one lined down the right field line. Zano coming in, and he makes the play, trekking towards the line, and that'll do it. The Shadowcats put on a pitching perfection performance. 4-0 shutout, and the Shadowcats get the most coveted win, 4-0 over the Rougarou. What a pitching performance on all facets of the game as the Shadowcats pitch a shutout on just 2 hits and just 5 free bases offered up. The Shadowcats put together their best pitching performance of the year. Knockney Anna goes 4 2/3 of no-hit ball. Braden Phelps follows with an inning, or 2 innings and a third of 1-hit ball. Andrew Gruters goes an inning and a third. And Austin Haley gets the last 2 outs. And the Shadowcats pitching leads them to a 4-0 victory here from Veterans Field. The game might be over, but our coverage continues on with the Joe Brownlaw postgame show. And here to keep on bringing you coverage is our Joe Brownlaw postgame show host, Will Clifford, alongside Sam Johnson. Guys, what a win for the Shadowcats, and what a great job by the pitching staff today.
Josh, this is a culmination of what we've been seeing, a team struggling to put it together. Sherman's bats have been alive when their pitching has been missing. Their pitching has been on, and their bats haven't been able to do any damage. I'm now joined by Sam Johnson, our in-game host, and Sam, excited to get a win across the board. 2 wins on the season, or rather 3 wins on the season, and 2 of those 3 have come here at Veterans Field.
Yeah, it's really great to see the Shadowcats get a win out here at Veterans Field today. Just seeing their excitement, seeing their energy out there in the dugout, getting this win has really, really helped them, and hopefully helps bring another win for the Shadowcats.
And that 9th inning was brought to you by Bank of Texas. We go above so you can go beyond. So it's 10:08 here local time. We continue on with the Joe Brownlaw postgame show as we await an interview with our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. But continuing on to talk about the game, it was 1 run that was the difference all the way through in the first inning. For the Shadowcats, Haley, the first batter, coming across the scored, he walked, and then was brought in Sessions and Jefferson. And that was the difference, and it was looking like Sherman would be in another one of these close games, Sam, all the way through, had people on the edges of their seats.
Yeah, just waiting for Baton Rouge to be able to convert on some possession to be able to get out there and get a run in. But it was just the Shadowcats defense being able to get out there and just not be able to let them do anything.
Sherman was 2 for 11 with runners in scoring position. Baton Rouge, with runners in scoring position, 0 for 6. In fact, they were 0 for 10 with runners on. So a sloppy performance from Baton Rouge, who falls to 6-6, sitting at 500. And interestingly enough, you look at the ball strike count here, Baton Rouge threw 64 balls to 84 strikes. Sherman, 60 balls to 89 strikes. Nothing significant there. Similar strike percentage, but it was Sherman who just had the lead. Sam, this wasn't like our previous games where it's been walks that have made the difference.
Yeah, they were able to get out hits out there and be able to also convert on just stealing bases as well. And with the batting of what Baton Rouge did, it wasn't the best. But again, also their defense was being able to consistently be out there and get stops over the Shadowcats. But it was just, again, the Shadowcats defense in this game was really showcased today.
It was, and Donovan Arroyo, the 3-run jack, sent it into the Sherman sky. Beautiful night sky as the moon, which was just in view a moment or two ago, has now faded into the clouds. But a beautiful game. He's been on a hot streak. A guy who found himself in a slump, and Sam, he pulled himself out.
Yeah, he really looked like it today. Even though not getting a hit until that home run, I just saw that confidence come out when he got that out there. I think that's someone that we could for sure need to look into in the coming games.
Started off with a strikeout problem, and in this day and age in baseball, there's a lot of strikeout or home run guys, 2 outcome batters, and early on it was hard to see exactly what Arroyo was, and it's still hard to say if he is a 2-result kind of player. But so far in these last couple of games down in San Antonio, grand slam, RBIs, 5 RBI game. Here, a 3 RBI game. An impressive showing from him. Definitely deserves his flowers, although I will say one careless mistake on defense, an error, which looked like it could have proved costly. There were moments here, Sam, that got a little scary.
Yeah, there was a lot of times that, again, me talking about the defense, which it was a pretty good performance, but there were mistakes that shouldn't have been made, but still being able to get the win.
And again, the final score, Sherman 4, Baton Rouge nothing. Sherman did it with 4 hits, but also committed 2 errors. Baton Rouge, 2 hits, 1 a legitimate hit, another a bloop that just got down in front of Zano in right field. Hard to judge whether that one should or should not have been caught. Got a bad read on it. Maybe caught sleeping. So that broke up the combined no-hitter. No errors for Baton Rouge today. But the top of Baton Rouge lineup, it was Brock, Josh, and Jacob. Brock Locke, Josh Lim, and Jacob Keys. A combined 0 for 11 on the day. And if you add in the cleanup hitter, Trip Dobson, they went 1 for 14. An ugly day at the top of the lineup. The guys, Sam, that you expect to produce.
Yeah.
And they didn't get on base.
Yeah, seeing those first few guys not being able to even get on base, it's not a good thing for Baton Rouge. They would love to see those guys be able to at least get a man on base, get an RBI of some kind, or any type of hit. But there was just none today.
And again, these Louisiana teams there have been rumors swirling, of course, that they would come in with some incredible offensive firepower. Sam, I was a little underwhelmed today. I mean, 2 hits is absolutely nothing to hang your hat on, and tomorrow they could come back and beat the brakes off of the Shadowcats, but still, I was disappointed when I heard people saying, oh, those teams out in Louisiana, they're good. They've got some real ball players. And yes, this same Baton Rouge team won the TCL title last year. They had 40 wins. They went 40-11, Sam. This doesn't look like a 40-11 team to me.
Yeah, it's just a little bit of the hype can mess up a little bit of what the team could actually do. Which again, still in the beginning of the season, anything can change, anything can happen. Like you said, they could come out tomorrow versus Shadowcats and do great numbers tomorrow, but just today is one of those games not being able to produce.
Not being able to produce at all. It's 10:14 here. We continue on the Joe Brown Law postgame show. Continue to go through and carve up the box score as we wait to have an interview with our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. And the Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game will be Knockney Anna, was the starting pitcher for the Shadowcats. An impressive outing. He has now thrown nearly 6 straight innings of scoreless, hitless ball. 4.2 pitch today. 2 walks, no hits, no runs, no earned runs, of course. 18 up, nearly 18 down. Tried keeping himself in the game, had a conversation out there on the mound. And so he will be with us in a moment, our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. Was hammering the strike zone through 70 pitches, 40 were strikes. And some of the most effective guys we've seen in the TCL so far have been guys who just hammer the zone, and Knockney did that today. So as we count down here on our Joe Brown Law postgame show, continue to look through the box score. It was Knockney to Phelps to Gruters to Haley. Haley came in from shortstop to close out the game. Not an official close, as Sherman was up 4 runs, but still held down the fort. As for Baton Rouge, only 2 pitchers. It was Wyatt Chevanier, who ended up throwing 5 innings after a shaky first, hung in there. Felt like more, but was only 2 hits on the day, 1 earned run, 3 walks, through 90 pitches. Pitch count got up there quickly. Then it went to Cowan Alfonso, a lefty to righty. Alfonso threw 3 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, of course the home run, but up until that home run, he was all the way up. He had 8 strikeouts on the day. But then, of course, was Arroyo's blast that put Sherman up 4-0 in the end, and that would do it. All right, standing by our very own Josh Razanoff with our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game, Knockney Anna. Josh, take it away.
Thanks, Will. I'm joined by our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game, Knockney Anna. Knockney, thank you so much for joining the show today.
Thank you.
Just overall, 4 2/3 innings of work, no hit ball. What was working for you on the mound today?
I throw 5 pitches, and if you flip a coin, I don't really throw all 5 pitches. Usually like 3 max, but trust me, with all 5 pitches, just throwing the zone really helps and goes a long way.
You were pitching in that 5th inning, went 4 2/3, and then walked a guy or let a guy get on base. Just how much did you want to get that last guy out and go 5 complete innings?
Oh man, going out there just competing, especially for my guys out there for the team. I was trying to convince B, this is what we call it. I was like, there's 2 outs, and we just get this last guy and call it good. And then it's like, your pitch count is up. I was like, I don't really care about pitch count. I'm out there just trying to get the guys a win. So yeah, that was it.
And the guys were definitely backing you up as well. The defense behind you played phenomenal today. A number of great plays on the infield, a couple good plays in the outfield as well. Just overall, what do you have to say? What credit do you have to give to the field behind you as a pitcher?
I mean, a lot of guys out there are pretty good at defense. I just know if I throw strikes and give the team a chance to win and just let the defense work, like, we're going to get the win regardless. So just go out there and trust in guys and go out there and just fill up the zone.
And you just mentioned the pitching staff filling up the zone. It was the most complete performance from the pitching staff so far this year, going 9 innings of shutout ball, only giving up 2 hits. As a pitching staff, how important is it to keep on moving down the line and being consistent with you as the starting pitcher and then going down to each piece in the bullpen?
Oh, for sure. I mean, they always harp on us. Earlier in the year, we're kind of slow, but then B and Coach Isaac would say we're just around the corner, and as long as we just fill up the zone and let the defense work, I think we'll be in a pretty good spot.
You definitely did that today. 4 2/3 of no runs and no hit ball. Knockney Anna, our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. Thank you so much for joining the show.
Thank you.
That's Knockney Anna, our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. And just what a performance overall for the Shadowcats today, and a big win.
Thank you, Josh. Thank you, Knockney, for coming on the show. This is your Joe Brown Law postgame show. Carrying on here, we'll have final thoughts on the way. Sherman takes this one, first of a 2-game set with Baton Rouge, 4-0. Knockney Anna on a heater, nearly 6 innings pitched in total over his last 2 appearances, has yet to give up a run, yet to give up a hit. And he was talking about that, working his entire pitch arsenal. And that's when you see these guys have the most success, when everything is moving off of each other. When your cutter and your fastball works to set up the curveball, the breaking ball, everything comes together. That's when you get these complete performances. And then, of course, gives the ball to Braden Phelps on the mound, out of the bullpen, rather. And Phelps, the sidearm, coming out of injury and showing how he can contribute to this team out of the pen. You know, in college ball, it's just important to have guys who can go the longer the season gets, the more tired everyone has, and the more quality arms you've got coming out of that pen, the more games you're going to win. So I was impressed, not only by Knock and by Phelps, but also by Gruters and Haley, who didn't come out of the pen, came out of shortstop. He's only got 1 game left with the Shadowcats.
He's making the most of it, Will.
He is.
He's really made the most of it. Haley's just been so impressive, and really there are a number of guys who could have gotten our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game. I mean,
could have given it to the whole pitching staff.
Yeah, the whole pitching staff really deserved it. I thought what Braden Phelps did today out of the bullpen was absolutely phenomenal. In a moment where, you know, Knock kind of ran into some trouble after the error by Paxton, after the walk, and Knock really wanted to get that last out. But for Barry Manuel to trust his bullpen, to trust his guy and Brady and Phelps to go get that guy out, Phelps was phenomenal out of the bullpen. There were moments last year where I thought that Phelps kind of struggled coming out of the bullpen. You mentioned it, that there are moments where you think that, where he says that he'll lose his focus and needs to see that guy warming up. He didn't need to see that guy today. He was locked in, and in his entire 2 1/3 innings of work, he was great.
He didn't need to see that guy. He was that guy. It was
that
impressive.
guy. Andrew Gruters, we've seen him struggle a little bit this year. He came in, and we talk a lot about the contagious nature of baseball. Hitting's contagious. Pitching is also very much contagious. When you have a guy going, and you have a guy like Knockney, who's throwing 4 2/3 a no-hit ball, you can't be the guy to let up that hit. No. So whenever you're Phelps coming in, you're like, I don't want to be that guy to give up the hit. I don't want to be the guy to give up the run. Same thing goes with a shutout. Gruters comes in, he's pitching well, and then Haley comes in and shuts the door. All around, what a performance. You could have given it to any 4 of the pitchers. You also could have given it to Donovan Arroyo, who had just an insane home run there in the 8th inning to give the Shadowcats some insurance. So I think this was the most impressive win for the Shadowcats this year. Definitely still things to improve on. The bats need to get going, and I think we still haven't seen one where the bats and pitching staff have clicked at the same time. But I think because of the way the pitching staff pitched today, because of the way the defense played today, they answered Coach Barry Manuel's call.
They did, and I was very pleased by it. It shows what can happen with a complete game by the entire team when everything kind of seems together. Would have had a little more questions about the offense, and then Donovan Arroyo, who was a question mark with the offense, silenced everybody. He's gone yard. The power is there. He's putting the ball in play just a little bit more. Productive outs from the Shadowcats. Productive at-bats from the Shadowcats. It's a good way to end off tonight. Hopefully the first series sweep coming tomorrow.
Shadowcats aim for their first series sweep of the year tomorrow. Should be a good one. We'll put a bow on today's game as the Shadowcats beat the Rougarou 4-0. The final lines for tonight for the Rougarou, no runs on just 2 hits and no errors. And for the Shadowcats, 4 runs on 5 hits and 2 errors. The winning pitcher today, our Buffalo Wild Wings player of the game, Knockney Anna. He goes 4 2/3 of shutout ball, just walking 2, striking out 4, no hits allowed. The losing pitcher today, Wyatt Shinove, and he went 5 innings, just unfortunate, of 1 run ball and gave up just 2 hits. But Shinove unfortunately gets the loss there. They did credit a save to Austin Haley. He picks up save number 1. So that'll do it as the Shadowcats take this one 4-0 over the Rougarou. We'll be right back here tomorrow evening as the Shadowcats, as you mentioned, will aim for their first season series, or aim for their first sweep of the year over the Rougarou. The Shadowcats at 3-7, the Rougarou at 6-6, and the Shadowcats go for 2 straight tomorrow night. That's going to do it for us here at Veterans Field. For my producer, Sam Johnson, and for my partner, Will Clifford, I'm Josh Rajnov. Thank you so much for listening, and until tomorrow, so long, everybody.